కొంచెం మెదువా వస్తుంది.
Tutorial, and you can go to these examples here. So here, when you browse through, there is a program about object detection with Retina. So if you just read, so anyway we won't be able to discuss all these in details in this workshop, but at least I would want to just suggest it, since we are discussing about object detection, and the question has been asked whether it is how that regression is done. So here is an entire implementation of how Retina Net can be constructed for object detection. So here we can refer to the paper, the Retina Net paper and pyramid network. You read the paper and also follow this entire code implementation. It is extremely well documented, and you will know how this can be done and how object detectors are evaluated. So it's an intense one, but it will take few days to understand. It is the best place to understand about object detection, where you read application and regression to solve one. So this it is inside this Keras stack. Here about Keras tutorial. So here with classical machine learning, and we are going to use the most popular library both in academic and industry. Here in industry also we, we use this scikit-learn library exhaustively. A lot of the base modules that scikit-learn depends on
Okay, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Ma'am, can we start, ma'am?
Okay, ma'am.
Ah,
Sure.
okay, ma'am.
So, good afternoon, everyone. So, in this particular session, we are going to discuss about recommendation system. So now, maximum Amazon, Flipkart, all the e-shopping website are using recommendation system. So, with the help of this recommendation system, their profit ratio was increased. Okay. So, so we are going to explore this recommendation system with the help of a movie data set. Okay. So nearly using 80% of data, okay, 80% of customers from the Netflix is fully through the recommendation engine. So with the help of recommendation process, the Netflix have increased 75% of watch time, right? So we can see recommendation in YouTube videos, then Facebook ad, Instagram ad, then Amazon Prime, Netflix, and so many, right? So there are three types of recommendation system. One is collaborative system. So under collaborative system, we have user based, okay, then item based, okay, then second one is content based system, and another one is popularity based system. Okay. So in this session, we are going to see the collaborative based recommendation system. Okay. So first, I will tell you the overview about the collaborative system, how this recommendation engine works. Okay, consider that you are a login. So consider that you are using Amazon Prime or Netflix, and you have logged in that particular platform, and immediately the algorithm will start searching for similar user. Okay, so it starts searching for similar user. So here this user likes carrot, then pizza, then burger, right? So he is the similar user of that person. So he is the similar user of this person. Okay. So he has tried carrot, then pizza, but this user haven't tried the burger. So the system will recommend the burger to this man. Okay, so this is how the similar user will recommend the what they haven't seen so far based on their past history. Okay, so now we'll dive deeper into how it works exactly. So here I have taken a movie data set. Okay. So this data set is full of movie ID, user ID, respective ratings with the timestamp. So nearly we have 1 lakh rows and 4 columns. Okay. This is full of rating data set. Clear? The next one is pivot table. So what we are going to do is we are going to make a pivot table with respect to the ratings between user ID and movie ID. Okay. So user one. So these are the movie IDs. Nearly we have movie from 1 to 1682. Okay, 1682 movies, respective movie ID, and the rows are the user ID from 1 to 942. So from that rating tables, we have found the unique user and unique movie ID and the respective ratings for that particular person. So user 1 have rated movie 1 like 5 ratings, then 2 3.0, then 3 is 4.0, then 4 3.0. So likewise we have segregated the table. We have created a table. Clear? So the second step is, so in this particular pivot table, we can easily see if you are a user number 5, we can take a history like this person have watched the movie 1 and have given a rating 4.0, and he haven't watched the movie 3 4 5 6 9 10 like that. So in this particular table, we can take the history of past users. Then we have to go for similarity table. So the immediately we are working for similar user, right? So it's works mostly based on similarity. So we can find similarity using two things. One is cosine and another one is correlation. So here we have taken the cosine similarity. So how cosine similarity works? So here I will tell you in the 2D representation. Consider we have a vector of 0 to 936. Okay, nearly 943 rows and 943 columns. So this is the similarity table for user. We have user 943, so into 943 columns. So consider this is user 1, we are plotting here, and this is user 2, user 1, user 2, and we have user 3. And again we are plotting it from the origin. Okay, the shortest distance are the similar users. Right, with the help of this representation, movie representation, we are marking the vector. Okay, so which one is the shortest distance for user 1? So for user 1, shortest distance is user 3. So it considered the similar user for user 1 is user 3 based on the cosine angle. So here we have drawn this pivot table for user 0 into user. So user 0 into user 1. User ID with user 2 with all the persons. Like this is, we can say this is a pairwise. We are trying with all the pairs. So second movie watched, second movie similarity, first movie similarity with 0th person, first movie similar, sorry, this is not movie, the first person similarity with first person similarity with second person, first person similarity with third person. Likewise, you can interrupt this table. So as a whole, this is a similarity table for the user alone. Understand this is for user alone. We haven't include the movie. So based on the rating for the users, we have created this similarity table. The next one is prediction table. So what is prediction table? So here, if you see the person third, he haven't watched the movie 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up to this, he haven't watched any movie. So we want to recommend for all the users. So what we are going to do in this prediction table is we are going to fill this respective value. So if this particular person would have watched this movie based on his similar users, the rating will be automatically, okay, the rating will be automatically allotted. Okay, So the next step is we are going to fill all these values. We'll see how we are going to fill. So now consider we have 4 movies: Star Wars, Hoop Dreams, Contact, and Titanic. And we have taken a 4 entry like user Joe, John, Al, and Nathan. Okay, based on this 4, we'll try to understand how we can predict that left user. Okay, left rating. Okay, so now we want to predict that if Nathan have watched this Titanic, how much he will give the rating for this movie. Okay, what if Nathan have watched this Titanic? So based on their similar users, how much he would give? Okay, how much he would give rating to this Titanic movie? So this is fully, we are going to calculate this value based on this previous data of the similar uses. That is the first point. You have to remember that. Okay. So we'll see. Here we have taken into a vector. I hope now you can easily understand what vector is. So we have taken a vector for Joe, like 5, 2, 5. 5, 2, 5. This is Joe's vector, and John's vector is 2, 5 and 2.5, and Val vector is 2, 2, 4, then 5, 1, 5. So we are going to take these 3 columns only. We are not going to take the Titanic because we have to predict the Titanic. So now what we are going to do is we are going to take the similarity. So cosine similarity of Nathan with Joe is 0.99. So these 2 users are very much correlated with each other, right? Then again cosine similarity with Nathan with John, then Nathan with Al. So we have got the similarity index. Okay, what is the next step? So the next step is what we are going to do. So for Nathan with Joe, the similarity is 0.99. Right? With comparison to John, that is 0.64. With Al, this is 0.91, right? So what we are going to do is simply we are going to multiply it with the respective terms and we are going to take average. So here you can see 0.99 into 4 plus 0.64 into 3 plus 0.91 into 2 divided by the sum of similar index value. So if you calculate, you will get a value that is 3. So based on your similar user, we are going to predict, we are going to fill this non-filled value, right? So this is the exact concept. This calculation, it may vary. There are many algorithms for this prediction table. This is a simple logic that you can fill the prediction table. You can follow any kind of logic you want. Clear? So baseline is this. So after that process, we have filled all the non-zero values, 0 values into non-zero values with a respective table. You can see for respective user 943 users, we have filled with a movie of 1682 columns. So previously for user third, this was fully 0, 0, 0, right? But with the help of prediction table, we have made some ratings. What if would have seen this movie, he would may give the value ratings like this. Clear? So what is next step? So up to this is mandatory for, understand, this is a one-time process. This is a mandatory for all the predictions, right? Up to this we have done, it is already loaded in background, it's running in their system. Now consider that you are logged into a system. Okay, you are logged into a Amazon Prime and your user ID is 34, and immediately algorithm will check for the similar user. So based on cosine similarity, the similar users are 0.14, then 0.24, 0.28, 0.34. So what next, what its algorithm will do is, what are the movies watched by the first similar user, and what are the movies watched by second, third, and fourth, and what are the movies watched by our user also. So what would be the next step? Any guesses? So far we have segregated from the similar users, right? What will be the next step? So we have to cancel out what both we have to first unique all this number. We have to merge all this movie list into a one list, and we have to cancel out what are the movies already watched by this person. So if we do that, 34 is watched, 45 is watched, 34 is watched, 67 is watched, 67 is watched, 67 is watched. And we are just cancelling out what are the movies watched by the common movies watched by all the members, similar users as well as the target user. So finally, these are the movies were not watched by target user based on their similarity user. Okay. So what we are going to do is, now we are going to take from the prediction table. Clear? So based on the movie ID, so for movie ID 50, for this user, for user 34, we have predicted table for all the movies for each users, right? So from prediction table, user number 34, for the movie ID, if he watched this movie, he would give the value like 0.99. 78, 0.89. 87, the movie, he would give rating for 0.75. So like that, for respectively, we have taken a prediction value. So to filter out, again, you can go with, okay, threshold value, like sorted movie list. So if the threshold you are choosing only above 0.7. So the movie will recommend to this person is 50, 78, 87, and 90. Right? This is fully based on the user activity. Clear? Then taking that ID and putting into the movie title name, then you can take Interstellar, Inception, Gravity, Imitation Game. For example, I have given these names. And this is the exact working procedure of user-based. Right? So any doubts so far? And these are the steps you have to follow to build your recommendation system. Clear? So this is a final function I have written here, like user based. If you give 5 is a user input, and we have to pass the similarity table and prediction table, because already we have done previously, right? Then you have to give how many users you want to, similarity users you want to select, and this is a threshold. If you pass these parameter, at last it will give you the recommended movies alone, right? So we'll go to hands-on and we'll try to implement what we have discussed now in the theory class. Okay. Okay. So first let me run this libraries. Okay. So first let me restart this call. Okay. So this is, here we are reading the user data, which is fully ratings. Okay. So here you can see user ID, movie ID, ratings, and timestamp. So far we have read the ratings data set. Then we have to see how many unique users and unique movie. So the number of unique user is 943 and number of n item is 1682. So how I found this unique user? We have inbuilt function for unique, then it will take only the unique user. So the next step is, after pivot table, what is the next step? The next step is we are going to create the pivot table, right? So here you can see there is a none value. The none value means the movies are not watched by each user. So what I have explained in the PPT exactly taken from this screenshot. So we have to replace this none value by 0 so that we can do some mathematical calculations. So now you can see the none value is converted into 0. So the next step is we are going to find the cosine similarity. So there is a library called sklearn matrix pairwise, import pairwise direction. So with the help of this pairwise direction, we are so you can use this anywhere. Whenever you want to do the recommendation, you can use this recommendation, not only for movie, for any products you can use for this recommendation. Okay, the thing is recommendation system, the application is various thing, you can use it for any. Okay, pairwise, and we are pausing the cosine table, cosine matrix. So this is user similarity in array. So finally we'll convert that into a data frame. So this is the formula for user and item predicting for the score. Okay, definition: predict rating similarity type user. So if it is user, one calculation; if it is item, and another calculation. So what I have explained in previous thing, the same has written in this prediction table. So now we are going to predict for user prediction as well as the table prediction. Okay, up to this is a mandatory, one time we have to do it. Okay, then as per the user based filtering, first we have to find similarity between the input user. From here it starts. So here I have given input user is 34. Okay, then I'm going to convert this similarity table into a data frame. Here you can see this is a similarity table. So I'm going to find if user 34, the similar users. So from user table, I'm putting the input user 34, then I'm going to sort the ascending is equal to the shortest distance or the shortest distance or the closest to the person, right? So this is the similar input user ID. User 34, 450, 822, 811, 509s are the similar user for user 34. Okay. So here I'm going to convert this into a list. So now I'm going to pass the list. I'm going to get all how many movies watched by each similar user. That was here. So here you can see this is this first list for the user 34 and this is for the user 30, next user, like what is the user 450. Like there is a list inside list. So we have to convert that into a single list. So we have converted that into a single list. Okay. So we are seeing how many length, nearly 663 movies are there, right? So based on 663 movies, we are going to take only unique. So the set will tell you the unique features. Unique set will not allow the duplicate. So now from 663, the unique films are 590. So now we have to take what are the movies watched by input user. Okay. So this is input user watched ID. What we have to do now is we have to check with input user. Okay. Okay. So in unique movie list, the similar user unique movie ID is stored in that. We are putting into a for loop and we are checking with whether that each film is in user watched movie list. If it is user watched movie list, pass. If that input user haven't watched that movie, then pass it to a recommendation list. Here I have created an empty list. Right? So let me run this. Then I'm going to check the length. Here I have sorted it. Okay. So these are for checking purpose. So from here, I'm going to take the prediction table because for those movie, I want to take the prediction for from that prediction table, I'm going to choose with the help of threshold value, I'm going to recommend that. Okay, here nothing but I'm just doing the transpose matrix of that matrix so that I can easily catch a user 34. So these are the 34 user prediction number. For this 34 user prediction, I'm just making this into a data frame and transposing it again. So this is just for logic check. And here, this is going to recommend us the movie. So highest rated movie, highest movie list. Okay, then pd.data frame user prediction list, then input user. So here, what are all the movies in the recommendation? It's going to check with the value, highest rated value. So based on that, the highest rated movie will be append to this. So the length highest rated is 27. Okay. So now we give movie ID with respect to the movie list. So for this particular user, highest rated movie is 27. We are going to recommend. So we are going to recommend 27 movie list. So it would be better if we display with the name instead of only with ID. So here I'm loading the movie title list. Okay, then I'm respectively taking those movie title. Okay, these are the recommended movie titles and converting that into a pure list, into a one single list. So these are the final recommended movie. So what are the steps we have discussed in the PPT? Exactly, I have followed the same in this implementation, right? So after checking the logic, okay, after checking the logic, I have created into a one simple function. So instead of running cell, okay, instead of running each cell, I'm going to run. I have created into a function so that I will use it whenever I want to check with it. So let me run this. So finally, I have you passing the 78 user and prediction is 2, like similarity user is 2 and ratio is 1.5. And this is a playable parameter, you can play with it. So here I'm going to choose user count is like similarity user is 5 and threshold let it be 1.5. So we have different movies, right? Like recommended 7. So let me decrease the threshold value to 0.8 and we'll check. So when I have decreased the threshold value, it starts recommending the lot of movies. If you want to precisely only if you want to recommend the top 5 movies so that you can have bottleneck here, like 1.5, right? And we'll check for the user 678. So Dance with Wolves, then Men in Black. Okay, these are the movies recommended for the user 678. The total length is 4. So you will not find this exact setup in internet. Okay, and I haven't find any clear explanation for recommendation engine from start to bottom. So I have made it this for my own purpose. So I hope you liked it, and I hope you understood it, right? So any doubts so far? Any doubt? So let me quickly explain what is item based. So far we discussed about user based by taking the user similarity and finding those things, and we are recommending. So next one is item based recommendation. So exactly similar process, but data set will be get changed. So again, here the target is item. Okay, so this person, this particular item was liked by this person, and burger was liked by this person. So but the second person haven't tasted the pizza, so pizza will be recommended to this person, and this person, first person is haven't tried burger, so the burger will be recommended to this person. So this is fully based on the similar item. So again, we are taking the same data set, same pivot table, but here we are using the similarity table for item. For user based, we are creating the similarity table for user. Here you can see we have created for item. Clear? Again, the same prediction statement, how it works, like we are going to give or the prediction table, right? So again, here item ID is 24, and it's going to see the similar items. Okay. So this item is liked by, okay. So this hot dog is liked by the user ID. So if for user based, this was the movie ID. That's the exact opposite. Item based is exact opposite of user based. So this is unique user ID, and this is the predictive respective value. Okay, based on the threshold value, I can recommend this item. Okay, I can recommend this item to the user 50, 78, 87, and 90. This is user ID. In previous case, it was movie ID. So exactly here I have followed with the item instead of movie. Okay, but the baseline is same. So exactly how we approached for user item entirely I have created for same as for item based. Clear? So these are the steps. So this third one is content based recommendation system. So far we worked with the user based and item based. So based on collaborative filtering, the item based is most robust one. You can use item based for the recommendation. Okay. So what is a content based recommendation system? So here entirely we are going to work with the vector. Okay, so this is the user, okay, user vector, and this is a login person 901 -6, and this is the movie vector. So content based is entirely the calculation between the user vector and movie vector. So the user vector is nothing but for each movie, you consider for each movie there will be some category like thriller, horror. So based on that we are going to do one multiplication process. So for Toy Story, item vector is 0, 1, 1. For example, the 0 is action, animation, Okay, animation and fantasy. This is the journal for this particular Toy Story. And this vector is going to be same for user vector as well as for the item vector. Like three, if it is 3 columns, action, animal, fantasy, then it is going to be same for user vector, action, animation, fantasy. Again for Star Wars. So now we'll understand this concept with these two users, right? Then you can, this is the concept will applicable for even if you have 1,000 lakhs of user IDs. So consider this is a user vector and these are the item vector, respective item vector. Based on this two, you have to recommend one. So how we can do? Nothing but we are going to do multiplication process between these two things. So if you do multiplication, 0 into 9 plus 1 in 0 into 1, then minus 6 into 1. So we are getting negative value. Again, going to do multiplication process between these two. So finally, we are getting 9. So based on the user vector for nickel, we recommend the Star Wars because this is getting the positive value. Right? You may ask me what is this user vector. So this is action fantasy thing. So this is also action animation fantasy. Based on his user history, we are calculating how many animation film he has watched, how many fantasy film he has watched. Like that we can draw a vector for each user. So the 3 important parameters for this content-based recommendation system is user vector for each user and movie vector for each movie. Then content vector is equal to user vector into movie vector. So this is the movie vector. Like nearly we have 18 vectors, 18 rows for 1682 columns, movies, right? And this is the, again, we are going to use the pivot table because based on this rating only, we are going to create the user vector. So for example, user 1 watched the movie and gave 5. So for movie ID, what are the movie vector for this? It is a action or it may be a fantasy film. So for user 1 in the, for action 1 and for fantasy, it's going to be 1, 1. So here you can check for user ID 1. This is all the rating. From rating table, we are checking what are all the movies watched by that user 1. So nearly he have watched 272 rows and 2 columns. Okay, 272 rows for each one. So we are taking that into a pivot table and making. Okay, these are the films. And these are the journal. So 0th film is, he liked, this is 0th film is 8. 8th genre is, what is 8th genre? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fantasy. So that movie 1 is fully on genre. So 1. So respective to the movie, it got filled for only for user 1. Likewise, we have to create this vector for all the users. This is a single vector for one user. Okay, based on movie genre, we have created the user vector. So you can see for user 0, for respective to the movie 1, this is the value. So we have created 943 into 18 columns. Then for content vector, we have to do dot product between the user vector and movie vector. So both based on the threshold value, we can recommend the movie for the user. So based on their content, okay, if you pass the rating and content vector, and if you are passing user 45 and threshold is 0.3, then it's going to recommend these films to them for user 45. Again, this is fully based on the content. Okay. So any doubt? So one more recommendation is popularity based recommendation system. So why we have to go for popularity based recommendation system? So I told for each recommendation, this is going to see fully on past information, right? So what if new user comes? For new user, the new user will not have any database. How it will proceed with the calculation? So at the time, we can recommend the popularity movies. Simple, literally simple, like popular movies. Okay, popular movies. Then uh, which collected so much money in like box office. So that kind of movie we can recommend it. So do you have any doubts so far? If you have any doubt, please type it in the comment box. So where will all this data will be available, madam? So this is sorry, movie lens dataset. The dataset name is movie lens dataset. So how to extract data from the website or URL? So that is a separate part of web scraping. Otherwise, it is a full part of big data. So as if you want to practice for more, you can check in Gaggle, and there are so many data sets. Simply you can go to the Google and type it the data set you want based on if you want to do supervised learning type supervised learning data set, then it will give you a lot of options so that you can download the data set and you can do for your process. And if you want to create your own data set, then you have to take survey for your problem statement. So data collection is the most important part, and 60 percentage of time will spend on data pre-processing. Again, data pre-processing plays the vital role in machine learning. Not only machine learning, for a whole AI part. So any doubt? So if you have any doubt, you can ask me now. based on, not only based on this lecture, you can ask any doubt based on AI part, based on your research. If you want any kind of topic clarification. Okay. So quickly, I will walk through the code for user-based as well as for content-based. And actually, I have to tell about my company that we are offering the course. Someone morning have asked about the for initial level teaching, like for beginners. Okay, go to aicl.training. Then we have short-term course. So AI short-term course. Right, I'm the instructor for this course. Okay, so you can download the brochure, what are the curriculum we are going to cover, and you can see here too what are the concepts we are going to cover here. Okay, so you can visit this particular link. Let me post it on the chat box. So I know nowadays all the research papers are asking one of the method to compare with the any machine learning or deep learning algorithm. So if you want to ask for the practice, the tool, you can use Jupyter Notebook. Okay, as initial level for teaching purpose, Jupyter Notebook will be good. For research purpose, Spider will be good. So under collaborative, we discussed user-based. Now we'll see item-based. So importing the database, which means library. Then data set. So already I have ran this, and same set of data set up to this the pivot table, and up to this is going to be same. Up to this is going to be same. So now I'm going to click the user item 34. Again the same process here. I have just changed the item. Instead of user, I have changed the variable name into item. Instead of user table, I'm going to use the item table. That's it. So if you want to try by yourself, definitely you can try for item based, right? So similar item is 34, 77, 246, 10, 30. Okay, then list again, all the steps are similar to the user based. So the thing is there the input in user base, the input is user ID and the output is movie ID. Here the input is item ID and the output is going to be the user ID. So you should not be get confused. So if you do some practice, then it will be very easy for you. Okay, so after checking the always after checking the logic, then you can convert that into a whole function. Okay. So for any doubt, if you have any doubt on this, you can ask me. Okay. So without lab, can we do it Google Drive? Actually, for this computation, you need processor. Actually, you are asking for the processing or for the course. No, ma'am, without lab, can we do it in Google Drive? Is this possible, ma'am? So Google Drive is just memory storage. We don't have any computation. Instead of that, we have so many online cloud computing like Google Colab, then AWS. If you can trade, if you don't have much computational power, then you can use those cloud platform. So my suggestion is, if you are in a research field, don't go for cloud and all. Just practice with your system itself. Any other doubt? Ma'am? Ma'am, shall I wind up the class, ma'am?
Ma'am, now can you hear me, ma'am?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Now I can hear
Sorry,
you.
ma'am, some problem in audio.
Okay, no issues. No issues.
Ma'am, we can end now, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Everyone.
Thank you
Yeah.
for your valuable session, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you
participants.
for
Thank you.
the opportunity, ma'am. Thank you. So if you have any doubt on this field, you can text me or you can mail me. Okay. So thank you so much for this session, and I will see you in the next one.